Hi guys, welcome to the Shannon Show. So this is my very first podcast. So Love Island is back for another season. We've been waiting all year for it. There's been some backlash. Two former contestants committed suicide, and after Jeremy Kyle was cancelled, people were saying that Love Island should be cancelled too. I definitely think that there definitely should have been like therapy in place, because there is still issues to address, such as like self-esteem, anxiety. Obviously most people know now, if you're going on a big show like Love Island, there's going to be some fame with it. There's going to be people commenting on you or whatever you do, that kind of aspect. I definitely think that there should have at least been a program to kind of prepare them for that, or check up on them, see how they're doing. And I think it's good that they have put that in place. But I think it's a bit of a heavy-handed argument to kind of blanket the issue of two people committed suicide because of Love Island, so they should cancel the show. I don't think that was it. Love Island, I don't know, none of us know what was going through their heads, but I think it's very trivial to just point the fingers at a show. In the past years, and especially last year, a lot of people were calling for diversity, not only just kind of like skin colour, ethnicity diversity, but also body diversity. Most of the time, it's quite a slim build, like nothing more than a size 10. With the boys, I guess there's a little bit more of leeway. You kind of see almost kind of the dad body, chubby, almost there, but that's kind of as far as they go. They were called out about it, and they released a statement. And this is the statement that they released, y'all. They said, yes, we want to be representative as possible, but we also want them to be attracted to one another. Also, we're not saying that everyone in there is how you're supposed to look. We're saying here's a group of people that we want to watch for 8 weeks, and we want to watch them fall in love. So basically, they just said that no fatties allowed. That's literally what the statement said. And also, obviously, with the whole representation issue, it's gotten slightly better. I wouldn't applaud it for anything, but in terms of like darker skin representation, I'm talking darker than NW45. That's only been like the last 2 years. So I think that was very coded and very problematic, because that makes me believe it's like, so what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, producers? That's very coded and very shady. And then the final backlash before the season started, because what is a show without some contestant scandal? So obviously Anton, we've been acquainted with him very well this episode. He was caught out doing blackface for a Halloween party. It was in 2013, but it was still on his gym page, I believe. And lots of people are calling for him to be removed. Personally, I think that he should have been removed. One, because blackface is just unacceptable. I'm black, so yeah. You already know the deal. I'm not one of them coons, honey. Girl. You should know better than that. And the fact that it was still on his page, in my experience, if it's still on your page, that makes me believe that he didn't even think it was that big of an issue to go back. He knows that he's going on a public show. So that leads me to believe that he didn't even think it was that big of a deal for, let me go and dig through my problematic photos, my problematic tweets, and bury that. So he didn't even think that was that big of a deal. So that leads me to believe that he doesn't think that blackface is wrong even now, even though it was 6 years ago. And that leads me to believe that is probably not the most racist thing that he's said or done or thought. ITV haven't released a statement or anything yet. Even now, they haven't released anything. They've kind of just kept it hush-hush, kept it quiet, haven't really addressed it. So it looks like Anton is there to stay. A lot of people have been saying that they're not going to watch it now because they've kept him in there. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm just not gonna support Anton. And he's just, from what I've seen today, I don't think he's gonna last very long. Let's get into it. Let's get into the contestants. The girls are gorgeous. Obviously, I feel like they always put pretty girls in the house. And then with the boys, there might be one or two decent looking boys, and then the rest are just kind of average, and we just have to like deal with that. So that's another thing that I find laughable about the comment from the producers. It's just like their scale of attractiveness. I guess everyone's like perception of attractiveness and beauty is different, but they always just put these like average / under average looking boys in the house, and it's just getting a bit boring to look at. So yeah, I do think they should switch it up. I forgot to say, but I do think there needs to be diversity of skin color. There needs to be diversity of body shape. I've seen a lot of arguments saying that the cast is representative of the percentages of ethnicity of the population. But I don't think that holds weight when you're literally getting like thousands upon millions of applications. You have enough applications to choose from so that there's an equal amount. Realistically, you could get a realistic amount of, a diverse group and in an equally diverse group, so that there's no group that heavily outweighs the other. But the girls are pretty. The boys are, decent to meh. My favourites out of the girls are Yewande, gorgeous. I'm really rooting for her. I hope that she has a really good season. Anna. Yeah, just them two girls. They're the ones that I'm feeling so far. Amy, she seems really sweet, but I kind of fear that she's gonna become the next Laura. Even though she's only 26, she's got that kind of mature mother hen vibe going on. I don't know whether it's the edit or whether that's just how she is. But yeah. And especially how the episode went for her today, I feel like she's going to get the Laura treatment. Anna, yeah, she seems really cool. She's 28. She looks pretty young for her age. I'm not sure it's because obviously it does look like she's got work done. Don't quote me, but I do believe she's got some work done. But she looks good. Amber, she's pretty. She's got a nice body, but that's kind of all she is right now. She's young. She's 21, same age as me. But I do think she could be really good entertainment value. Oh, Lucy, obviously, she's kind of like the token hot girl of the season, or what the Love Island producers probably deem as the hot girl of the season. Anton was the first person to come in. No one stepped forward for him. Like I'm even before the whole blackface incident. I personally, if I was there, I wouldn't have stepped forward for him. He got coupled up with Amy, bless her heart, she stepped forward for him. After that, it was Sharif. And oh my gosh, Sharif is so cringy. Very cringy. No one stepped forward for him, which is embarrassing already. Again. Obviously, Marcel, 2 years back. Dark-skinned black guy, no one stepped forward. Sharif, dark-skinned black guy, no one stepped forward. But I don't even blame them, because he came in, he was being very arrogant, very obnoxious. Like, he came in and he was like to Carolyn, like, oh, you look fit. And then expected to be respected when he stepped up on the platform. I just feel like perhaps he's one of those people in his town where he's like, somehow manages to get girls in his little town or wherever he's from, and he's just run with that, where it's probably just one of those things where they just want to try him for the night. That sounds so rude. They just want to, they just want to see, experiment, taste different things, taste different flavors, and I think he's just gassed off of that. I could tell he was just getting very pressed to think, first off, they didn't pick him, and then second off, he's probably internalizing in his head that the people at home are looking at him like he's a fucking dickhead. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm not sure. He's not as annoying as Anton, and he could provide really good entertainment value. So Michael comes in next. He's like mixed race, or light skin, black guy, tattoos, tatted up. And Lucy, she said she was looking for a blonde surfer guy. Yeah? So we all know that is a white surfer guy with long hair. He's her type, which is very interesting. So they were together temporarily, as we saw. Then Joe comes in, and he's a decent looking guy. Decent. I'm not really sure if I would step forward. I would be tempted to, because of the standard of the guys that they were bringing now. I would have been tempted to step forward for him, and perhaps maybe I might have, but I would have seen who stepped forward first, because we know how this game fucking goes. So Lucy stepped forward, and then as she stepped forward, one day stepped forward, and I was like, girl, because we all know how this goes. We all know how it goes. I was like, oh, sis, like, you're going down, step forward now. You can't even step back, like. So we know he picks Lucy and not Yewande. People have this thing where it's like, you can't force people to like black girls and stuff like that. And my thing is that is absolutely fine. Like, I don't think people should be begging to be liked by anyone. My thing is, preferences, whatever it is, whether it's your actual preference or whether it's coated in racial preference, your type, or whatever it is. My thing is, if you're going to have an ethnically diverse show, okay, fine. You've obviously put in, a few token people in here, but the fact of the matter is, there is, say, 7 white people in the show, and there's 3 white people, and there's 3 black people. So by default, one of those black people are going to have to get with a white person if they want to survive on the show. So my thing is, there's no point putting black people in the show if the white people that you're putting in the show have expressed, and that they only exclusively date other white people. So then why would you put them in a show called Love Island? Why would you, as a producer, do that and put them in a show together knowing that they're never going to pick you unless they're forced? So you're setting us up. You're setting the black contestants up to look like fucking dickheads on TV, and then it's a kind of like running joke now. It's a running, like, we know it's gonna happen. That's how much of a piss take it is that we know it's gonna happen. So a lot of people, say, let's put more black people in. But will that actually make a difference? It's just kind of like, what's the point of including us if we're just gonna be struggling for the whole season? Let me know what you think. Do you think that the contestants, the ethnic contestants that come on the show, like, just need to deal with it because they knew what they were getting into? Or do you think that the show has an obligation to either diversify or perhaps vet contestants who are open to? But then at the same time, lots of people say, like, I don't have a type, and then they get in the house and it's very clear that they do. They use very coded language. I want tall, dark and handsome, or I like them blonde. Like, they'd never just say, I like to date other white people. They'd never say that. Why would you put other ethnic people in a house when they're never going to get picked? But then it's like, everybody watches this show. We know what the fucking business is. So if you're ethnic and going in the show, you should be, you have a good idea that you could be looking like a fool on TV. So yeah, I guess it's like a double-edged sword, or whatever the saying is. So yeah, he picked Lucy, and obviously Lucy was with the light-skinned black guy. So he got benched, and then another guy came in, and then Amber didn't want to be with Sharif, ran away to some any average looking guy who was talking about, oh, he's a gentleman, and he believes that he should have been born in the 1920s. Girl, the 1920s. I don't need no 1920s person in my life, Shadi. At first I thought maybe, because he came out with that gentleman stuff, I thought maybe it was going to be another Dr. Alex thing, but I don't think he's giving me that vibe per se. It's not as intense as Alex was. That was it for that section. Obviously, at that point, we realised 2 people are missing that were on the promo. So we carry on into the house, kind of getting to know each other. And then basically all of the unpicked people had to like pick. So literally, yeah, it's actually a fucking joke, yeah. With the exception of Amber, all the people that weren't picked, or one of the people, Anna, she's Iranian, she didn't step forward for anyone. And to be fair, I don't blame her. I would have probably waited for the last person to come in as well and been disappointed like she was. So she was left because she didn't step forward for anyone. Then it was Yewande. Then it was, and then the 2 black guys on the shelf, the lighter / mixed race one, and the black Sharif cringy guy. And then he got the pick first, and obviously he didn't pick Yewande. He picked the Iranian girl, Anna. Yeah, so then Yewande and Michael, the light-skinned mixed race guy, were had to be together. It was and like I said before, I've already made the point on it, but yeah, it is what it is, but it's like embarrassing. They're getting into the house, they're all getting to know each other. Amber obviously wasn't feeling this Callum guy. She literally only coupled up with him because she didn't want to be stuck with Sharif. And I don't even blame her, because I probably would have done the same thing. I don't know who I would have preferred, 1920s gentleman or annoying Sharif. I don't know who I would have preferred. I feel like for my own peace, I really would have gone with 1920s gentleman too, you know. It would only been like, another couple of days until recoupling. I could tolerate 1920s gentleman for a couple of days. I wouldn't have been able to tolerate Sharif. So there's already some drama with Anton. He's trying to get with Lucy. After he was talking to Amy, telling her, oh, you know, she's beautiful, she's this, she's that, and how he would have picked her even if she didn't step forward for him, or if no one stepped forward. All of this wahala, yeah. Then he goes to Joe and speaks to him and says, you know, he likes his girl. And that he wants to speak to Lucy. And Joe was just like, yeah, fine. What? If I was in the same situation, I would have told Anton to fuck off. And then I would have been staying with Lucy the whole night. Every time he thinks that he can talk to her, I'm gonna be there. So that was cheeky on Anton's part, but then again, I feel like Anton is trying to make a name for himself. Obviously, he can get in the bin, he can go. I don't really care for him at this point. I'll never root for him. But I think that he's trying to make a name for himself on the show. So he's already going, you know, it's the first day. He hasn't even waited 48 hours and he's already asking somebody else to speak to his woman. This is very calculated, I think, from Anton. And then obviously she goes and runs and tells Amy, you know, the tea, the gossip, you know, her mans. trying to talk to her. So that's a little scandal for the night. And then the two missing boys come in, and basically they've got to they're coupling up with two of the girls tomorrow, and whoever gets left behind is vulnerable, whatever that means. So it could be an elimination, maybe. Obviously, all of the girls are up for grabs, so I'm thinking, looking at them and prejudging them. The guys, I like Curtis. I think like he's got a really fun personality. His eyebrows would have to grow on me, but overall, I think he's got a pretty good personality. Tommy, I'm not really sure about him, but I think he's probably got a very big ego and is probably quite mischievous, and probably is going to have the effect on the house that Anton thinks he's achieving right now. So I think that perhaps the couple's in danger, the girls are safe, but the couple's essence that are in danger. Obviously, Lucy, the editing has made it seem like Lucy could be a danger. As I said, she's, I guess she's been posted up as the Love Island girl pin-up. I don't know by which guys, probably both of them. I guess it's going to be that thing where they take like maybe 3 of them out on a date. So I think they'd each take out Lucy. Amber probably up for grabs. Those are the two definites. Initially, at least for at least a day, I think they're going to take either Amber or Lucy out on a date. I'd love for my girl Yewande to go out on a date, but I guess, we'll have to see. But I think definitely Lucy and definitely Amber. So who would be at risk? Then it would be Callum and Joe at risk. So say if it was between them two, I'd probably say I'd want Callum to go, because I feel like Joe would probably provide more entertainment in terms of drama-wise, rather than entertainment, but I feel like there would probably be more drama if Joe stayed rather than if Callum stayed. So perhaps the 1920s gentleman's time is almost up. So yeah, overall, the cast is decent. It takes a while for them to grow on you. I think definitely the cast last year had a bigger impact, episode 1. But I still think it's probably going to be like a decent season. Yeah, let me know who your favourites are. Let me know if you think Anton should be kicked out or not. Actually, just don't, if you don't think he should be kicked out. And who do you think is at risk of going tomorrow? Who do you think Curtis and Tommy's type will most likely be? I'll catch you tomorrow. Hopefully, I can keep this up daily. Until next time, guys. Bye.